it should be hard to get in. If it's just easy to get in, what's the point? Then when you have an award show, the biggest award of the night goes to Beyonce, it's ridiculous. I think country's cool enough, and I wish that we could look at it ourselves and go, we're cool enough, man.
It's always good to have you guys in here, to see that you guys are still married. Like,
we're not. We're just here.
Honestly, it's funny that you say that because yesterday, a fan came
Yesterday,
up.
we filed.
You have to tell the story about yesterday.
Well, no, we were doing the CMA Fest signing booth over there in downtown, and this usher came up to me. It's probably mid-50s, early 60s. And he goes, man, I don't want to bother you. I just want to tell you I'm a massive fan. I love the new single You Were There. I've been following your career, and I'm really glad to see you and Shawna back together. And so I was just like...
And Kiefer went with it.
Well, hang on. So he goes, I know you guys had a rough patch, and I'm really glad to see you guys back together making music. I was like, man, yeah, I'll tell you what, it's been tough. It's been tough.
What were you saying, though?
Well, she wasn't there.
Oh, okay. I was like in the bathroom or something.
We made it out to the other side, brother. I appreciate you praying for us.
Kiefer Thompson.
It's just easier to go with it, man, than to go.
Bad.
You know what? Actually, But yeah, it was funny. Yeah.
Give me, in your guys' opinion, because now you guys are independent, kind of doing your own thing and being able to stick with what you are. What are the state of country music like? It kind of sounds like
you don't want to ask me that.
It kind of sounds like you have something you want to say about it a little bit.
The state of country music.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, I love country music. First and foremost, I love this town. Me and Shawna have been here for a long time. I wish, as all artists wish, the business would let artists be artists, and they won't for the most part unless something already popped off organically, and then they'll get behind it and embrace it. I have a few issues with certain things. I think country music is cool. I don't think we need every rock and pop star in country music to make us cooler. I get collaborations. But when you're relying on those collaborations to kind of put your name in the lights or whatever else, I just think we're cool enough, And that's the one. I had this conversation with someone last night. Country music artists have always been regular people. It's always been about the working man. It's always been about the blue collar, everyday husband and wife, hard working, hard times, all that. This is what country music's always been about historically. If you go back through time, you got Waylon and Willie and Haggard and Jones and even before that, Farron Young and Hank Williams, all these different people. They were such iconic figures in themselves, but they weren't celebrity. They were celebrities, but they didn't think that. It looked that way when you looked upon them. They were just regular people that didn't shower for 16 days and were on the road and would go out and just play these freaking songs that the working man and the common man could relate to. And it's just so funny to me, like on award shows. And listen, if somebody if Elvis Presley came back and said, I want to do this duet with Thompson Square, I'm going to do it. But I love a lot of what's going on, but then when you have an award show where, the biggest award of the night goes to Beyonce, and I'll just say it 'cause I don't care. It's ridiculous. I think it's so, Post Malone is here, and I don't know Post, but I highly respect what he's doing. I love the music he's putting out, and he's doing what Darius did when he came over from Hootie. He's embracing the community. He loves country music. I'm not sure that Beyonce's busting out some Haggard in her car, in her Bentley or whatever. And no cut to her, but everyone says it. Everyone's saying it off a microphone. Everybody in town, And I think it's just sad that we're turning our back on ourselves as a genre in some of this stuff. And you've got people who have dedicated their entire life who are in some of these same categories who are out there singing their ass off every night, singing country music, because they lived it, they loved it. They spent all the time trying to get a record deal. They got a record deal. They wrote the songs. They sweated it out. They were poor. They were broke. They were sleeping in their freaking car in a camper trailer, KOF campground, and the list goes on and on and on. And then they make it, you know, and then they have massive hits. They're selling out arenas. They're selling this stuff out, and then you get beat out by somebody who's not even in your genre. I know exactly how that feels. You know, it's just, I think country's cool enough, and I wish that we could look at it ourselves and go, we're cool enough, man. Let's not be that. Let's not, you know, try to compete with what that is. You know, let's just be who we are. And because you can tell from people who don't get played on the radio, they're selling out arenas. You know, streaming.
There's more and more now,
dude.
yeah.
Streaming like crazy,
Yeah.
outstreaming major artists right now. They don't play on the radio because people are telling them what they want. You know, and the fact that you can hear some country music on the radio again is really refreshing to me. You know, I love it, and I don't care if it's pop or rock or whatever else. If it's good, I get it. You know, but I hope we just don't lower the standard so much that we're just kind
We
of
don't have any icons anymore.
Everyone's just. It's not supposed to be everyone's welcome. Everyone's not welcome. And if you think about it, now that sounds harsh, but everyone's not what. If you don't put any time in and you don't love it and you don't work it and you didn't grow up like this and you don't have that passion for it, you're just like, man, I can sneak in there and maybe try to get some money. I got this TikTok thing that popped off, and I'm gonna go in there and get some money. And the industry's looking at that stuff too, and go, hey, they just popped off on TikTok. Let's sign them and soak all that juice off the plate and then throw that biscuit away. You know what I mean? It's the same thing that's kind of always been going on. But when you went to fanfare back in the 90s, say, and I didn't, when I first moved here, artists were elusive. And you looked on these people and they were like, ooh, Alan Jackson. Oh my God, there's Garth Brooks over there.
Right.
And now it's like, who's that? And we're not the biggest artists in the world. You know, not everybody knows who we are, but I don't know who anybody is. And it's like, oh,
There's so many
they're on
artists.
TikTok or they're on Instagram or whatever else. I'm just going, man, it's so crazy. It is just so different. And maybe I'm just older and, and that's just kind of how we feel about it. But I know there's a lot of people that feel this way. And, you know, like we were at CMA Fest the other day, and talking to this dude, and he's like, man, yeah, I've written 10 songs. I'm trying to save up money to buy one or record one or whatever. And I was just going, I mean, we couldn't have got in that room back in the day when we were coming up playing for tips on Broadway. You think we could have gotten that room back then and had a credential and do all that stuff? You know, there's something about the craft of working your butt off to get into this country music community. Because when we got in and when we quote unquote made it, dude, we felt like we were always on the outside, always. And then
still feel that
we still feel like we're on the outside. But once we got accepted in there and we started winning awards and having hits and stuff, it was the most incredible feeling to be a part of this community. It should be hard to get in. If it's just easy to get in, what's the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to have great songs. You got to be able to sing, for God's sake. You can't sing, you know?
Yeah.
Let's go. Get some lessons.
Aren't you glad you asked that question?
I am.
He knew exactly what he was going to get.
Yeah, oh yeah. I wanted the heat, man.
No, but I love country music. I love Nashville, and really to surmise all that stuff. I personally think, and Shawna thinks it too. I think we're cool enough. You know, I mean, I think we really need to embrace each other as a genre and be country. I mean, country's kicking butt, man. You know.
I confess you were there, and I forget.
Tell me about You Were There.
Oh wow, man! You know, this song was pitched to us 2 record deals ago,
Yeah, we've had it for a while.
and Shawna found it again.
Yeah, I heard the demo the first time. Actually, probably the first 10 or 12 times I listened to the demo, I cried every single time. And I was like, man, there's something to this. If it's making me feel this way, other people are going to, experience this, hopefully. So, JT Harding and Josh Osborne and Ryan Tyndall wrote it. And we were just able to talk to them about a little bit about how they wrote it and everything.
We did a podcast
it's a
with them.
really special song.
It is, man. Honestly, it's better than everybody else's song. It's the best song ever. So if you don't play, no one playing this song, they're just dumb. You know.
I agree. Yeah.
all kidding aside, though, I mean, it's such a special piece of music, and where Sean and I are at in our career and our life, and geographically and everything right now, we don't want to put anything else out into the world if it doesn't have some meat on it. We don't want to. I mean, it's got to mean something to us. I mean, at this point in my life, we don't want to put anything out. It's just like we're chasing someone else, or we're trying to sound like this person, or hey, this is successful, let's do that exactly how they did it. And we just want to be authentic to ourselves, and we've always kind of tried to be that way, and we have the latitude to do that even more now. But it's just, this song was so special, and when we play it out, we get the same reaction. We had a podcast with JT and Josh the other day, and Josh was saying, man, this is probably one of my top 5-6 songs I've ever been a part of.
And he's written some incredible songs.
Yeah, and I know JT really well. We've written a bunch of songs together, but I don't know Josh at all. So it was our first time meeting via Zoom, and the genuine nature of what his response was, and the dialogue that we had in between each other, it was very genuine. And I was just like, wow, this guy's legitimately. He's like, I'm all about this song, man. Just the fact that you guys took this song and did what you did to it. Because once they heard our version of it, they were like, because they were in love with the demo. And we as writers, if we go out and we knock the crap out of a demo, it's like, man, can't ever beat it. And a lot of times a producer will come in and screw up a good song because they just should have just used the demo or copied it. But we changed it a little bit, and they were like, man, it's so much bigger and better. And just, the fact that we love the demo so much, and then we're just in love with this version.
And we found out
really cool
that Kenny had it on hold. Kenny Chesney had it on hold. And for whatever reason, it didn't make his album. So we're so thankful that it didn't make his album.
Well, and I'm
so
glad.
we could get it.
Yeah, for some reason, I'm not sure. Songs fathered away, like "Kiss Me or Not," found its way to us after 2 years of never being pitched. It just found its way. And we had this song before, and it just found its way back into it. We're like, how did we miss this before?
And how long did Kenny have it on hold?
I
don't know, but the song is a little bit older, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure which record cycle it was supposed to be on. But
Yeah.
Do you ever talk to a Kenny about that? Do you
no, I mean, it'd be cool to sit down and talk to Kenny.
Yeah. The only thing, I only had one interaction with Kenny when we won the ACM award, and he slapped me on the butt when I went up to get my
He did.
award.
He gave him the attaboy.
Yeah.
I was like, that was the coolest thing ever.
But does that add extra pressure to not only the relationship but the band? Like, if you guys get into an argument, okay, most couples have the relationship and the kid they got to worry about, and maybe a dog.
Right.
But if you guys get into an argument, do you have the added pressure of, gosh, so much would end?
It's very Irish.
Kiefer has so much fun with that on the bus. Or even yesterday before our show for CMA Fest, we have a new guitar player. So he doesn't know our dynamic yet. And I can't remember what I had said to you, and you went off on me.
I was like, man,
but he was kidding. But Gabe was like, oh, man, what just happened?
I'm gonna put these 2 fingers right in your throat, lady. And I'm just, so we talk to each other like that, just because it makes everyone feel really awkward. But it's we're not Italian, we're Irish, but it's very, you would think that, the Italian family are very loud and boisterous. It's the same thing with Irish people. And
he has fun with it.
And we go at it, and then she'll say stuff, and you'll just see everybody, very conservative guy, just kind of looking at his wife going, these people are crazy, We've been married 28 years, dude. I mean, it's
26.
No, well, we've been together
28.
Well, there was that 2 year that you
2 year
guys went
hiatus
through it.
Yeah.
Right.
It was a rough patch, I'm going to tell you, but we made it through.
Yeah, I was praying for you.